So the challenges first. So we hit a lot of these points, but I just want to describe some of the, we saw a lot of value or a lot of reasons why we should be doing biosecurity screenings. I trying to bring a high level down to like some of the points I wanted to make here. But there are some ongoing challenges, and a lot of them we can solve by working together. But these are also areas that we could be seeking potential funding and support, where there may be some projects where we can work together to try to improve and advance SeqScreen and other computational programs that are carrying out functional prediction, as well as the taxonomical prediction. It was great that Kevin described some other programs as well. And so these are some of I just put out like some of the challenges, some of the things they're thinking about. So there's contacts impacts, and we saw that in some of the examples. And actually Kevin mentioned one too, where there's a sequence that in a pathological or in a pathogen, it is known to contribute to virulence, but you take that sequence into a benign E. coli or Saccharomyces, well, the entire virulence pathway is not intact, and so it's not harmful. But the only way that we can determine that is by doing some research. And so if there's and actually Jean mentioned that there is, with the FunSocs, there is some information about context, about combinations that need to be present. So that's getting there. But the more that we can do that, we can, at the genome level, be able to determine whether a sequence in that context is going to have a concern, and be similar like to pools of amino acids too, or I'm sorry, pools of oligonucleotides, look at interactions and collectively what biorisk might be there. And then there's environmental impact or application, take that engineered organism and put it into a different environment, like the GI tract of the gut will be very different than the environment, but there could be ecological disruption. So that's another area that we can't see now by looking at the individual sequence, but it has to be considered in the manual evaluation of a hit. And how could we make that more computational? Test sets are always needed, more complex test sets to train the algorithms, and and I know there's some efforts now to put together some standardized test sets, but that's always an area that we could use more help. And then the chimeric sequence and the handling that, and I know that there's some work you're doing with SeqScreen, but just in general, and that's a representative of industry applications. There will be these chimeric sequences, and that's engineered, and repair templates, for example, for CRISPR applications, where it's an insert to link by benign sequence. That was that case study one. And then annotation, crowdsourcing, Todd mentioned, that a great, for FunSocs, hey, the more information that we're getting, empirical results, research, we can, continue to improve. PathGo's great, FunSocs are great. We can just keep working together to improve that. Scale up continues, there's more challenges. And then evolving business models. So what are the different applications, and what are the input sequences, and who in different models will be doing or different businesses, who does the biosecurity screening, and that's why it's great that there's such diverse group of people here that have different jobs, but we all need to know it's important that we know what biosecurity is, what is involved, and what are some ways we can carry out the sequence screening. And then I've hit on these topics, and all of you have, and I think Todd summed up very well, is how working together. And then the awareness too, that's what this course is providing, of why we need biosecurity. The regulations, that was so helpful to hear from Matt of the guidance, and how taking input from the community and revising, and it is guidance, so we can as a community work together and have some, we have resources now, we can improve on the resources to adhere to the recommendations in the guidance, and involve everyone, because now the guidance is including the users, not just the providers of the sequence. And then working together, resource building, sharing case studies. The more we can share case studies, it saves, because manual, and Kevin mentioned this too, the manual evaluation of these hits is very time consuming, and if we can share what we're learning, you know, common false positives, and keep building up that allow list. That's helpful. And community efforts, you know, it's on many fronts. The more we work together, solve problems, it is moving forward. And then the ongoing training. Again, this course, and you know, bring back to the education workforce development at BioMADE, and Kristen's leading of this project is in her portfolio. This is, you know, a great resource, and continue to bring some of these into classes. That was wonderful that Sheila asked about, hey, these slides, can these slides be available for my biotech class? And that's fantastic. That's what these, you know, resources, we can use that, you know, bring these into the classroom, and, you know, keep biosecurity moving forward. Does anyone have any other ideas of like how